Yeah.
What has been the most difficult case for you to be a legal advisor?
It's very difficult to work in this case. I mean, for example, like the first time I met Julian in the embassy, so 3 years ago, and I had to come back to the US. I was teaching at Yale, 2 days later, and I had been going back and forth a lot from the US to Europe. And for the first time, I got immediately in second screening, and got stuck there for 5 or 6 hours without being asked any question. And then I arrived to my place, and so I had this TSA notice saying my luggage had been checked, but also all my electronic equipments had been they were idle, and they were idle before, and now they were just shut down and visibly being touched on. And systematically since then, every time I go to the US, I get this second screening and this fight for 4 or 5 hours without any question, without any mention. And not only me, but even Balthazar Garzón, who's a very important public figure, he got this interesting thing. He got approached by the FBI when he was going to Vancouver once, to Seattle, and he was teaching there also. And so they stopped him at the airport, and they put him in the second screening, and he got interrogated. And so you had this one FBI agent who came with a TSA agent, I think, and he arrived with a file like this, and he put the file on the table, and he said, "That's what we have on you. Do you want to pursue or not?" And actually, it was the moment in which it was announced that he would take also the defense of Snowden, and he would later on say he wouldn't because he didn't want to mingle Assange and Snowden case for legal reasons. And visibly, they wanted to pressure him not to take the Snowden defense also, and because he's a foreigner, all the protections that U.S. citizens are granted were not applicable in this very specific space, which is the airport, in which actually you can just push very far the interrogations and without right to a lawyer, etc. So it's an interesting legal hole that has been used a lot by the U.S. authorities in order to gather information. So this is just a small example, but in general, I mean, for the first 4 months, I had to be off the record, I couldn't state that I was working with them, so I had to go out of all the social media. I was quite young. I had to change all my numbers, my phones, my computers, etc. And it's very tough because you isolate yourself a lot. There is not a lot of funds. So either you're working in a structure, it wasn't my place at the time, in a legal firm, and you're doing this aside. This was a full-time job. So we didn't even have means to rent an office or something, so I was working from home, and immediately your world shrinks a lot. Your world shrinks a lot. You cannot speak about what you do in detail with people that know you, and so you start feeling, in a sense, you even start feeling threatened, even though there is no particular reason to feel threatened, and so it's kind of difficult to handle. It's a very specific case, very difficult. We have 3 lawyers that died in the last 4 years for different reasons. There are 2 suicides and one very quick story, because I think it was a cancer that just developed in 3 months, and she died immediately. And so even very top lawyers who have a lot of experience in these cases say it's very difficult.